tenant out, said she wanted to see a place, but wasn't able to go for 3 more days. And then when she finally took her, there were 40 people that looked at the place ahead of her tenant, and they loved it. But, even though the landlord already picked somebody, he's interviewing somebody, there's 39 people ahead of her. Anyway, that's it. Strike while the iron's hot. You see something on the MLS in the 9 o'clock in the morning, go. Even if your client says, I can't come for 3, 4 more days, you go. Look at it. If it's really hot property, you can always call your client and say, okay, put the offer in, and then say, I need a second showing. And then you can always back out. Until you sign a contract and bring a check, you're not bound. The buyer could change their mind anytime until they sign a contract. All right. So when we're putting in an offer, your buyer says, send me, put the offer in for me. We're going to submit the offer on the offer form. We saw that we have a separate document now. Once the offer is accepted, we're going to send the additional document that says the seller agrees to pay us 2% commission, 2.5%, whatever that we discussed in writing. Accepting that offer, please have your seller sign the commission statement that we're going to get paid at the closing. Right? That's regular now. When you're putting in an offer and it says, congratulations, you have an accepted offer, we want the seller to sign an agreement that we're getting a commission.
So first we send our offer.
Regular offer like normal.
Normal, okay.
As soon as they say, congratulations, you won the bid, we're sending over a commission statement stating that the seller is agreeing to pay us, a buyer's agent, 2% commission. Sign here, please, send it back. Otherwise, we're not moving forward. What's the point? In a typical transaction, once you get an accepted offer, we're going to send to a normal attorney a copy of the listing, number one. We're going to send them the offer to purchase that was the final offer to purchase that we finally agreed on. So if we went back and forth and my first offer says 580 and we went back and forth and now we're at 620, we got to rewrite it as a final offer, final accepted offer, 680. And we're going to send that to the attorney. So the listing, the offer to purchase with the final number on it. We're going to send over the pre-approval, the bank information for the attorney. And now we're also going to send over the commission statement as well. All right. So that the attorneys have it. Got to be included in the transaction, because otherwise I would hate, and unfortunately, I know it's going to happen. We're going to do a deal. Somebody's going to forget to get something signed or forget to ask. We're going to get it all done, and they're going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no commission on this transaction. It's going to feel like a knife in the heart. But I know it's going to happen. It's not, is it going to happen? Is when it's going to happen. And unfortunately, whoever that poor person that it is, that it happens to, it will never happen again. So help me. But in the meantime, you're still going to have to lick your wounds on something like that. It's inevitable. Somebody's going to make that mistake, and then everybody's going to learn from somebody's mistake. I'm doing just talking today, but it is, we had a great time, by the way, really awesome time. Laura Madden, I'm sure you all saw this, got her own magazine done. It's going into all the doctor's offices, all the salons and everything like that. I just approved Christmas coming out December 6th magazine issue. Did you put yours together? Want to do that?
Yeah.
Want to do it today?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, we'll do that together and get you set up for something like that. Phone calls. I want to do a challenge with everybody here. I want to challenge everybody to make 10 calls a day. We're not going to meet until Tuesday. Well, we'll be here Monday night. Big meeting Monday night. Please make sure you come. I'm going to be calling people personally, all the agents that aren't at Lunch and Learn, and say, get your butt over here on Monday night. It's important that you get here. I want a big crowd. I even invited my whole class. Anyway, so Tuesday's the next Lunch and Learn, and I want everybody here. I know that you can do it. Contact everyone that you know between now and next week. Keep dialing like Jenny did. Just keep dialing, engage in conversation. Every single one of you is going to go, oh, I got a new buyer. Oh, I got a seller. Oh, I got a landlord. I got a tenant. I'm telling you, it's going to happen if you put the calls in. You put the calls in and you do the work, you will get business. Want me to prove it to you? I'll bet you I'll do it myself again, and I'll get something. I will
I
call
just
people.
got this renter off Facebook this weekend. She filled out the application this morning. I'm going to show her on Saturday. She put it on Facebook and said, hey, I'm looking for an apartment. I messaged her. I sent her the application the other day. She filled it out. She doesn't have great credit, but she makes good money. She has good money. And the landlord doesn't care as long as they have good income. So we're going to see it on Saturday. Hopefully it'll be good. Just off Facebook.
Fantastic. That also leads me to social media. Are you diligently putting in social media posts? We looked at our networking meeting this morning. Our social media guru was talking about posting about 3 to 5 times a week minimum. Not 3 times a day. You turn off people, they'll unfriend you. 3 to 5 times a week. That means one a day, and only during weekdays. Because people on the weekend, they don't spend as much time on their phone. Busy people with money. I'm not talking about kids who are sitting in their basement all evening. I'm talking about people with money on the weekends are busy, but they are sitting at their desk at work on their phone, even though they're not supposed to be. They're on their phone at work. They do it on their time. Oh, this is Monica, Yonkers Housing. Let's take this call. Miss Monica.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. We are actually.
Sorry, I just got out of the meeting.
That's okay. Are you feeling well? Your baby well?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So we have 2 Section 8 clients that are vying for 2 apartments that we have in Dobbs Ferry.
Okay.
How do we know what percentage they have to pay and what percentage, or if there's other agencies that are going to pay the rent? Because it's a lot of money. It's $3,700 a
Yeah.
month. And
How many bedrooms?
3 beds
And it's $3,700 a month.
in Dobbs Ferry. Yeah.
But the payment standard for 3 bedroom is $3,173.
They're showing us a voucher with $3,700 on it
From where?
for that zip code.
That's
From
crazy.
Section 8.
Is it from CBR? CBR
yeah.
Section 8?
Yes. What does that
Oh, okay. So are they leasing up in an exception area?
mean? I guess.
They're probably leasing up in a nicer area?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically the way it works is that they would pay 30% of their income in rent, and then CVR would cover the difference. And then if for whatever reason they go over the amount that CVR is telling them to rent to, like if CVR stays 35 and they're going to 37, they can pay up to 40% of their income in rent. But I know they like to keep it at 30. So if CVR gave them a voucher for $3,700, then that's fine. They most likely just have to pay 30%.
So 30% of
Whatever
the 3,700. She's got to
Right.
pay
No, well,
herself.
no. Not 30% of the 700, 30% of their income. So what income does the tenant have?
Not a clue.
Right. So what the way it works is once they find out an apartment, CVR gives them a RAFTA to request the tenancy approval, and that has to be filled out by the landlord and the prospective tenant.
Right.
Then they have to send that to CVR, and they review the rent, make sure that it's affordable for that area, and they approve it or not, and then they submit the inspection. Once it passes inspection, the caseworker is going to send a share letter and a HAP contract to the tenant and the landlord,
Okay.
saying, this move is approved for 11/1. Let's say, for example, the tenant portion is $600 and CVR is paying $3,100. It really depends on the tenant's income, but the tenant should know.
Okay.
Like what they're like.
It's not our tenant though. There's a broker on the other end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if their voucher is for CVR and it does say that it's for 3,700. It's most likely because they're leasing up in an exception area, which means that the
Right.
rents are a little higher.
Right.
Was approved, which is fine. They just have to pay 30% of their income, and CVR is going to pay the rest.
So how do we know if this girl can afford $600 a month or whatever her number is?
They can't afford it because the way it's set up, she has Section 8, so they want to make sure she can afford it. They're doing it based on her income. So if her income is lower, her rent is going to be lower. If her income is higher, her rent is going to be higher. She's always going to pay 30% of her income in rent.
Okay, so I hope you don't mind, but I'm sure everybody listening, we're in Lunch and Learn right now, so we're all listening into the
Oh, okay.
conversation. So what if she doesn't pay the rent and just says, you know, screw it, I'm not paying my portion? What does the
If
landlord
she
do?
doesn't pay her portion of the rent, the landlord has to evict her. He would
Yeah,
have
I'm
to-
dealing with that right now with a landlord.
He would normally take to get her out of that unit, or she can go to like DSS and try to get a one-shot deal. But we normally don't get involved if she's not paying the rent. We can tell her, like, you know, we received a violation from your landlord that you're not paying. You got to pay him. But any like eviction proceedings or like non-payment notices would have to go from the landlord.
Okay, are there a lot of those happening, or we don't know? Because my tenants, like, really, they just renovated the whole place. It's beautiful.
I mean, like, you know, I would definitely recommend that the landlord do a background check and see to make sure, because it does happen, and you want to make sure you get the right people in there. But if I know someone at CVR that deals with the people that are leasing up in exception areas. Whoever's working with that applicant might just want, or whoever's working with the landlord. We have the landlord? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we got the landlord.
That's how we're listing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I can get the information for Erica and see if she can speak to the realtor on our end, just to give her more information,
Awesome.
if that's helpful.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, does CBR,
Yeah.
do they pay a commission?
I
You know?
heard they do now.
Okay,
I heard
Um,
they are.
yeah,
And I think for that program, they definitely are, because if I'm not mistaken, that program is like to try to get applicants in better neighborhoods.
right.
So they are offering like incentives and whatnot. We don't in Yonkers. We're potentially looking into starting that next year.
Okay. The problem we're having is the other agent we know is getting a commission, and they don't want to share it with us. And so she said, oh, we're going to get the tenant, we'll find some other agency that'll donate, you know, give her a charitable to pay my broker fee. So they're being like greedy and grimy on there, and they're telling me like,
Yeah, no.
and I know what's going to happen. The minute we start the paperwork, then they're going to say, oh, gee, sorry, they're not going to pay, you're not going to get your commission.
They're being silly.
Yeah, so they're just being like
They're
shady.
putting their needs over the
Correct.
client's needs.
Correct.
Because technically, like, why not just split it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's just how it's
Okay.
going to be. So I'm holding out on that. I just want to confirm that with you. But if there's any info you can get for us or any dirt
Yeah,
on that,
I will.
that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
We also have another CBR also?
Yeah.
We have another one that doesn't have a broker. And I guess we'll talk to you about that one. I'll give you her name.
Yeah,
later.
I mean, like, honestly, yeah, if you want to give me the name, I can look into it. But back when I was at CBR, they weren't paying for anything. No broker's fee, nothing. It's not something that they used
But
to
now
do.
they are.
But recently I heard that they are. So, and I don't know if it's like for specific programs, like for Zuleika, if she is leasing up in an exception area, I know that they're probably paying for her broker's fee because of that. But I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, I can try to find out whatever information you need.
I would be your best friend if you do that for me.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Just let me know. All right.
Okey-doke. Thanks for
Okay.
calling us back.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Pays to know people in high places. All right, did you all hear that? Okay, so we know they're getting a commission. So she's full of crap, and they're getting a commission, and they don't want to split it with us. And I'm just going to go, okay, great. I would like a background check. I'm going to do a background check on your client. Right? That's the next request. I need a background. My landlord wants a background check. She just said I'm allowed to do that, right? That's a supervisor at Section 8 just said, do a background check to make sure that you got somebody who's not going to be a dreg in there
Mhm.
and find out if they defaulted on rents or whatever, if they had any evictions, right? That's the back.
The other agent didn't give a background credit report to you?
No, nope.
Oh, nice.
So
He has it. He has it. You
Yeah.
just don't want to hand it over.
Yeah. And even the broker's like, hurry up, you got to fill this out. We're never going to get in for November 1st. I'm like, I don't give a rat's tail if we're not in by November 1st. My landlord doesn't want just to throw somebody in there. Like I said, it's not like she's making a mortgage payment. She doesn't want to just throw somebody in there and then we got to throw them out. I'm not doing that. So
Basically, we are doing the property management.
yeah, and we got to be the ones that are managing the property. I don't want to be every other day going to a Section 8 apartment that people are beating up. That was that. Another thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to be setting up a goal setting workshop. It's pretty interesting. What I thought I would want to do is set up a goal setting workshop so that we can get a bunch of people here, almost like, you know, when we did the vision board. Vision board is very cool. Vision board's great, but a vision board isn't really a target to shoot at. It's a idea of all the things I want is a vision board. And those are great too. Vision boards are cool, but goal setting workshop I want to do, I'm going to send everybody like a form, and then we're going to meet and we're going to do a workshop so that everybody can come up with their goals, because you're not going to get it if you don't have something to aim at, right? Everybody follow that? That's really important as well, that we know what we're out for. It is one thing to say, I want to sell 50 homes this year. Great. That sounds really nice, very ambitious. I'm going to get a Lamborghini at the end of the year. That sounds really ambitious too. But if you don't have the steps and the goals in front of you on how to get step A, step B, step C, etc., then you're highly unlikely. And when you set the goals unrealistically high, what happens when you set the goals unrealistically high, Jenny? And you don't make them?
It don't happen.
Yeah, you get depressed, you get sad, like I suck,
Yeah.
I'm a loser, and something wrong with me. Instead of setting these little baby steps that look, and you turn around and go, man, look at all I accomplished, right? That's why they say when you wake up, you're supposed to, some guy, this military guy, you wake up, you make your bed immediately. You've already accomplished one thing. I don't make the bed. So that's off my list. But I make a cup of coffee for my bride. So that's done. I make the coffee the night before. So when I wake up, I go, oh, I already accomplished that. I just got to press the button on the machine and I got the coffee coming out. Pour the coffee the way I do it, bring it over, one thing done. I go work out. I do all the stuff that I do and I accomplish, and I can look back every morning and I go, oh man, look at all the stuff I did already. It's a mental mind effing, as the saying goes. It's a mind trick. And that's all you need to do is try and set yourself up to accomplish certain things. All right. So goal setting workshop. I'm going to set that up for like 2 weeks from now. I want to get that done. I want to also finally encourage you, and I'm going to send a wrap up email recapping all, because I was all over the board today. Please, please, please get people to go onto our Google website, the Google page, and give a review. Somebody that you know, go onto our Google. I'll send you the link. I'll send it back in WhatsApp as well. I'll do it again, but send to people and said, I need you to do me a favor, friend, colleague. I need you to do me a favor. Can you please go onto my Google Office Google page and leave me a review? And it not only goes there, but then Fred puts it on our website as well. So it gets on our website, and then the website goes on your page and sees you can add Google reviews to your page as well. So please, 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 there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should see 10 Google reviews by tomorrow. Everybody, I want to see 10 Google reviews tomorrow, or I'm coming to get you. When you get a chance, you should go check out this book, Balancing Act. It's available on Amazon. Just Google Balancing Act, Joseph Barata, and it'll come right up. It's available on Kindle. It's available in paperback. Get it, read it. It's not just for real estate people. It's for anyone that's in business wanting to function in their business and enjoy life. Get it, read it. Let me know what you think. Thank you.